so much of what you guys do is nerding out for a living, professional obsessiveness, and running the world, as the title of the forum states. Do you have a hobby? And briefly, what is your hobby? Non-professional obsession.
So I can't say work? Okay.
No, that's not what a hobby is.
Shit. Oops, sorry, are there kids here?
I think now that I'm deducting all the materials for everything that I do,
yeah,
none of them could be classified as hobbies anymore.
So no hobbies for
Everything's
Adam.
being written off on his...
Aisha, any hobbies at all? Any obsessions that are completely...
I'm a gamer, so when I'm not working, I play video games. That's probably my hobby.
That's your hobby.
I should
Chuck?
be building stuff like Adam or listening to music like Chuck.
I play Millipede.
Yeah. Look at you. Adorable.
I mean, I don't really have a job.
Well,
I mean, I'm not. And when you say that, it almost sounds kind of jerky, like, hey, look, I'm money, but I don't work. But it is kind of true. I'm kind of paid to do hobbies all the time. I do play online Risk with two guys I used to know 20 years ago. I can't really monetize this in any way, but I guess that's a hobby.
If a Risk player needed to slaughter a bunch of camels...
Can I just say also that I do feel like for the three of us, and I think for anybody who's not in a conventional job, the edges between work and play blur intensely.
Totally.
You're driving your own interests, and you're diving into things that you find compelling. And I thought of that because I was like, well, I used to be a home brewer. When I had a lot more time, I used to make beer. And my husband and I brewed beer all the 20s. We made all the beer for our wedding. I don't have any time to do that anymore. However, I'm about to make a beer for HopCon and Comic-Con this summer with Stone Brewing. It's me and Will Wheaton and Drew Curtis. And now my personal interest has bled into my professional life. And oh God, and you wait till you see the art because it was done by the guy, Mike Gibbons, who drew all the art for The Watchmen, and I almost just cracked
We're
my
watching
pants.
a deep nerd dive happen in real time right now.
There's a quote that's important here.
Quickly.
That comes into this. Is if you haven't read Steve Martin's autobiography, Born Standing Up, you really should
It's
read
amazing.
it.
It's a fast read, too. It's not long.
No,
It's
and
like 2 pages.
If you get it on iTunes, he reads it.
Ooh.
And so I've not only read it, I've heard him read it, I've actually also read it out loud to my wife on a road trip. So 3 times. And there's this great bit in it. Yes.
You're fun in the car.
There's a great bit in it where at the beginning of his career, someone turns to him and says, you will find that eventually you will use everything you've ever learned. And I have found that professionally, that every weird skill, every strange obsession, every little idea in my head, just like your obsession about, dictators and animal killing, has come into play in something that I've done and informed it and made it a little bit better.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is why nerds rule the world.